EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. A fairly short kick from the 14, and they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Commanders trot to the field for their first possession, and it's the seventh-year quarterback out of North Dakota State leading the way. His third NFL team, Carson Wentz.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Wentz's throw taken in by... And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
To put it mildly, that is not the way anyone wants to start off a game. You fumble on your first offensive snap. But now what you're worried about is, does that linger throughout the game for your guys on offense? And how's the defense going to handle it? Because no one expects to run out on the field on the first play and have to all of a sudden start to play themselves.
Here come the Bears, and at the helm is someone that they have a lot of hopes for leading this franchise. The 11th pick in 2021 out of Ohio State, Justin Fields. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The numbers for him from a week ago. A boatload of carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Following the penalty, Montgomery. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. And Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now with nowhere to go here, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
We'll be singing in the shower post-game. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Commanders' offense set to take over. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, Your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Wentz now on first down. Escape, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
I think they'll have to make some decisions here. That's the second fumble here in the first quarter. And what I mean by that is, do you have the confidence to stay with him, or are you going to have to make a change and maybe go to someone else?
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Second down, here's an option right. Touchdown, Chicago! Well, early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Santos now to add the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Meanwhile, Wentz's throw complete to Dotson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Now a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago, Antonio Gibson with it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. 4 yards remain for second down. Now Wentz. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Now Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out. Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Once again here on 2nd and 10. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fall into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And a stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Fields now to throw. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you, and you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And this time they were waiting for him, as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. The Bears at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th. Here's Fields on the sneak, and he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Montgomery, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Montez Sweat with a tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Here's Fields on the sneak, and he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Justin Fields with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Santos with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Wentz going to throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he will have the Bears' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a give running left with Montgomery.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
It's a gain of 7 on the ground. 2nd down coming up.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Well, they're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in.
Pass interference.
And the contact may have come too early. So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a tough penalty to officiate. Just ask the basketball refs when they have to officiate block and charge.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Handoff comes to Montgomery. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Now, you don't want to see that penalty at any point, but it adds a little extra to it when it comes on 3rd down.
It certainly does, because if this were a boxing match, they had him on the ropes there. 3rd down incompletion, 4th down upcoming. Instead, that mistake resets everything back to 1st down, which means they have to stay on the field longer to try and stop this drive.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a 1st down on the keeper. Now Montgomery running right. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A give. This is Montgomery. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And he is going to be taken down. They got him, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. No, Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Santos' kick is up and through, and the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
That's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue. But all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Wentz's throw into the hands of and it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bully. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence. And if we slow him down, now guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like, who's going to make a play? Because he's made all the plays so far. So I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. So it's a letdown there. They get the ball in tremendous position following the turnover, but they come away empty-handed.
Oh, man, you hate to waste field position like that. Your defense did you the favor of getting you the ball on this side of the 50, but neither the offense nor the kicking team could capitalize.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. His throw complete right side to Bates, the tight end. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing on first is Wentz. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Now Wentz again. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Into the red zone. Wentz. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Working from the gun, Wentz. Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that cuts the lead to 24-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. So, message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Bears offense set to go to begin the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Now an option play on 2nd down. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Well, you don't expect too many quarterbacks to be adept at breaking away from would-be tacklers, but this is uncommonly good right here as he's able to get away.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground, and here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum. Side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Now Wentz. Complete. Now the ball comes loose. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 64 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Fields. And he finds Montgomery complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
On 2nd and goal, here's the option. And he will fight his way in. Not giving up there, and he's got a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year. And the Bears have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Washington offense set to take over. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now. Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
From the 38, Fields being chased out left. Got an open man. It's Kringle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw is Fields. Open man, he finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was all capped off by Cole Kmet with a touchdown catch. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Commanders' offense returning to the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was it 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration. You'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Ball on the 7. On the ground, it's Montgomery. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy, sometimes having to hang out.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bears get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. On 3rd down and short, and everything well executed. He not only gets the 1st down, Charles, he gets the touchdown as well.
And you see the defense commit to the run so often in these situations. There's always that little bit of hesitancy, isn't there, partner? Thinking that they may play action you. They took advantage of that hesitancy and found their way into the end zone with a running play.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a 2nd time.
Now the point after try for Santos. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Washington offense set to take over again. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So they're
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
97 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Running left, Montgomery. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They run, Montgomery. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. Now Montgomery. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
That solid gainer will put them on the doorstep of the end zone. More importantly, it gives them a fresh set of downs. Nice work right there.
From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night match. Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Montgomery. And the avenue collapsed for him as he's going to be held up short of the goal line. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll run for it with Montgomery. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Defensively, they rallied the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Wentz now to throw. Throw right and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play. Well, obviously you never want to fumble, but if you do, good to be towards the sideline and saves them the possession.
Saves the embarrassment, saves it going down on the play sheet as a turnover. But I still think it should go to the defense, even if they don't recover it. If you give up the football, you gave up the football.
Well, agree to disagree, I guess.
Can you tell what I put?
Yeah, you played defense.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
I took a shot.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Bears take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth, Charles, it's really, really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have this kind of a result. This is Super Bowl-esque, and they've got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today.
Fields now to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Alive, a third down gain of 8. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. Pushes past him. And some room to maneuver. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Herbert once more. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
From Commander's territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. A handoff for Herbert. Oh, he shifts past him, and he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Here's a give to Herbert. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a give running left with Montgomery. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
55 rushing yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Herbert. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Now Herbert. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. On third down, Herbert. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Commanders preparing for their next possession. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing is ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. This is Herbert. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll go again with Herbert. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
80 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Herbert. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Bears, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.